There's a bonus. Middlesex were almost faultless, weren't they, with their out cricket? A couple of bowling extras, but by and large, in the field, they were very, very sharp indeed. A little slip there by Gloucestershire.
Again, he's gone into the leg side again here, the tall figure of Holden, and he'll just pick up one run. So at halfway, 77 for 4, plays 76 for 3. It sounds kind of obvious, but a couple of quick wickets would change a lot, and that's what Middlesex did in the remaining overs. 11 and 12, they took a wicket in each, and that really checked Gloucestershire as they tried to accelerate into the second half of their innings. So run rate's nearly up to 10 already. Benny Howell to continue.
Yeah, been good so far, Benny Howell. Holden looks to flick him down the ground. That's really nicely done. That's going to run away out of the chapel for 4 runs. Good start here for Holden. Confident sweep off Smith, and now a little paddle flick off Howell to bring a couple of boundaries. And just to try and get this chase moving again, because outside the power play things have certainly stalled for the visitors. Going very nicely inside the opening 6. Suddenly under some pressure. 9.6 needed for the final 10 to get up here. As we won this time.
Cracknell's got 22 off 20 balls at the moment. No real fireworks from him yet. Probably conscious that it isn't a fireworks kind of day.
Yes, very much so, yeah. Yeah, someone's got to guide the innings, and Cracknell's got a chance to do it here. Just runs a gentle single again down the ground.
Tom Smith walking right to left in front of us.
He's gone back to deep backward square, and now a short fine leg is also in place to try and cut off that little dab sweep that Holden has played. He's manipulated the field a couple of times already here, Holden. It's been a good start of his innings. Benny Howell brings long off up. 3 out on the leg side. Goes into the pitch. Gets it past extra cover. Can they come back for 2? Oh, there's a fumble. Oh, not terminally so for the boundary, but they do actually stick at the 1 run.
Probably always was one.
Yeah.
He's got past Jack Taylor, and then Phillips almost overran the ball on the boundary.
He did overrun it, yeah. It was fingertip stuff to keep it in play, otherwise that would have slipped away for a very cheap boundary indeed. Oh, can't quite get to that. They take the mid on and get home. The lack of timing allowed them to scamper through there. Holden in confident mood, no doubt, trying to grasp his chance in this form of the game, being out of the championship side. Much better over here for Middlesex. 9 from it so far.
Please
Howell's most expensive set so far.
नेक्स्ट मैच देखने के लिए.
Firm nudge down the ground for
रात को
one.
एक और मैच आएगा
Hammond running away from one of the stretch tents.
लाइक तो लाइक
That's
करके
a good set for Middlesex. One they needed to just get this chase moving again. And they're back on course with 7 wickets in hand. Needing now 86 to win in 54 deliveries.
And they've got 86 on the board, so they're exactly halfway there. 9 overs to go. Smith's bowled 2. Howell's now bowled 3 of his allocation. I wonder what James Bracey, what Jack Taylor rather, is thinking out there in terms of juggling his bowlers. Tom Smith to continue, round the wicket to Cracknell from the chapel end. That's short, it's pulled by Cracknell, and It's again cut off by the man on the straight mid-wicket boundary. Middlesex have milked that area a lot today, and now with a left-handed Holden, Smith is asking for a change of the hill. Jack Taylor's coming across to the leg side, so he's going to go in at point. Benny Howell at short third man, and Van Buren just in front of us. That's a square cover. Holding it's almost a full toss, which he gets off the bottom of the bat out to Phillips, and again it's a single. Did I hear you use the phrase "death by singles" at a commentary recently? I certainly heard it myself, and this might be it if the Middlesex are going to try and accumulate this way down the ground from Cracknell. Again, one run up to Hammond.
It was probably in that Somerset game where it really was death by singles, where Somerset won with so much in hand. They won by 8 wickets, but didn't get up until the last over. Could say they measured the chase perfectly, but they gave themselves a little bit to do. But it was a slow death on that night for Gloucestershire.
Holden again. Smith almost thought he got through there, but Holden again clips up to the boundary. Long on. The last wicket went down in the 9th over. This is the 12th, but it feels like they've only had 1 wicket since the 4th over, and a bit like the championship match yesterday, Gloucestershire need a clatter here. Smith around the wicket to Cracknell, who goes aerial, but it's going to drop short of Cobain, is it? No, it's not. It's very well caught. Very well judged from Ian Cobain. And Cracknell goes. That's another one for Tom Smith to the wickets column. And then somebody else today who's got a start and then got out, and Cracknell's absolutely livid. But Middlesex have critically lost their 4th wicket, and I must confess, Cobain had ground to make up there, but he was very low to the floor when he took the catch. But that's 2 good catches just down in front of the players' area to our left, and it's 90 for 4.
Yeah, good catch from Cobain running in. I was with you, Ian. I did not think that was carrying to the fieldsman running in, but he judged it well. Always the most difficult catches, those. Trying to come in and take them down really low. But that was well judged. And the second really smart catch of the innings. Not quite as dramatic as Glenn Phillips' flying effort to get this defence underway. But a good time to strike, like you say. We're just in need of something to break a little bit of momentum. Once again, that had just built up a little bit of a stand. But so far in this match, we have seen wickets going down regularly, haven't we? No partnership has got together and done real damage.
No, 26 Cracknell made. And Luke Holman, the left-hander's come in. So it's 2 left-handers now in for Middlesex. And Tom Smith to bowl to Holden, who drives down the ground for a single to Miles Hammond. So success for Smith
अभी यार लाइक करके रखो
in
और
that
सब्सक्राइब
over.
करके रखो नेक्स्ट मैच देखने के लिए
91 for 4 Middlesex, only 5 off the over. And they
आज
are
रात 11 बजे का
4
मैच
runs
लाइव
behind,
देखने
which
के
is
लिए
next to
सब्सक्राइब
nothing.
करके जरूर
And they have 1 extra wicket in hand compared to where Gloucestershire were at this point.
Yeah, superb set from Smith. Like you say, just 5 from the over and the wicket. It's just nudged that required rate for the first time over 10 and over. Now, you mentioned this, Ian, didn't you, that Glenn Phillips could get himself in the game with the ball. He's been in the game in the field already with a couple of catches, one spectacularly so. But now it is going to be Phillips with his bustly off-spin.
Against 2 left-handers.
Indeed, yeah, which is almost certainly why he has been introduced, to take the ball away from this pair of left-handers. Holden resumes strike here. He's got a confident start. Someone needs to play a match-winning innings here for Middlesex. Phillips into the attack then, right arm round. Oh, zips one through past the outside edge, first up.
So he's going to bowl, I dare I say, a similar pace to Mujeeb in the Gloucestershire innings.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, like Mujeeb, he's played a lot of cricket around the world. Knows how to operate. Big cry for LBW. He was a long way down there, Holden. Run away for a leg by.
And the one sure thing is that Luke Holman won't have seen much of him.
Indeed, yes. And They've had the analyst videos in action, no doubt. With all the footage from around the world, all the clubs nowadays, so there's no excuse not to do your homework.
तो मेरे भाई लोग आप लोग कमेंट भी कर सकते हो, कमेंट
Deep
करना
extra cover
जरूर.
has got back here, long off, long on, deep mid wicket and deep square, and then 4 behind square.
प्लीज यार सारे बंदे जल्दी से जल्दी लाइक को दबा दो नेक्स्ट मैच देखने के लिए. और प्लीज यार 6 बंदे वाचिंग पे लाइक करो यार, वरना लाइव नहीं लाऊंगा यार नेक्स्ट मैच से. T20 ब्लास्ट का हर मैच लाइव देखने के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके रखो.
Trying to build on that wicket of Cracknell here, Gloucestershire.
T20 ब्लास्ट का हर मैच लाइव देखने के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके रखो. और ये लाइव मैच है, एकदम लाइव मैच.
Initial cry of 2. Round comes long off to cut it off, running around his throwing arm down there is Van Buren.
ये एकदम लाइव मैच है,
Get back
एकदम
for a
लाइव है,
couple of
पूरा
runs.
लाइव है.
Good piece of cricket.
Tense this, isn't it?
तो एकदम लाइव गेम चल रहा है, मिडेक्स का लाइव गेम है ये. तो सारे बंदे ऐसे लाइव गेम देखने के लिए
It's on
साथ
its
रहना.
way north. Oh, he's gone straight through him.
विकेट गिर गया
You simply
यार.
can't keep this man out of the game.
ओपी बॉलिंग बोलते हैं. चलो
Glenn
यार, विकेट
Phillips,
गिर
all
गया.
action, straight through Holman, back on his stumps. One has skidded through, and Gloucestershire
सारे
have
बंदे
another
लाइक को
wicket.
दबा दो, सारे बंदे लाइक को
They're
दबा दो.
just beginning to get on top now in
और
this
नेक्स्ट मैच भी
chase.
आ जाना, लाइव करूंगा.
Quick delivery, skidded on, straight through Holman's attempted offside push. Middlesex now 5 down.
5 विकेट चला
A
गया
couple of
मिडिल
wickets
सिक्स
have
का.
gone down all of a sudden in 7 deliveries. An asking rate approaching 11s. Gloucestershire just getting on top now again.
Well, the
सारे
question
बंदे यार
is,
सब्सक्राइब कर दो.
where is the confidence in this Middlesex batting order is the issue. They've not had a very successful season in terms of getting promising positions over the line, and they've got another debutant
Indeed.
coming out at number 7, Josh De Cares.
Yeah, Michael Allison's son.
तो जल्दी से जल्दी यार
Didn't
सब्सक्राइब को
enjoy his
दबा दो.
first class
खेल देखने
debut
के
with
लिए
4
ऐसे
and
ही
5.
नेक्स्ट मैच भी लाइव आऊंगा, लाइव
Championship
करूंगा.
game.
और ये पूरा लाइव
immediately
गेम है, लाइव
preceded
गेम
this
देखने के लिए
fixture,
सब्सक्राइब
which
करके जरूर
Gloucestershire
रखना.
Got up to win late on. Oh, they're going to do a similar job here. They're in a good spot now with Middlesex 5 down. There's 78 to get in 43 deliveries. Last ball of Phillips' first over. De Cares beaten a huge cry for a stumping. Bracey was so confident, but De Cares, in the opinion of the umpire, has not moved his back foot, but is still a valuable dot ball and a wonderful over first up for Phillips into the attack. And Gloucestershire really now are in an excellent spot. 13 gone, 94 for 5, chasing 172.
Now, Gloucestershire were 100 for 5 at the same stage. Phillips just 3 runs off that over. And with Tom Smith just having 1 over left, not impossible to see Phillips getting another one at least from the other end. So Holden then to face Smith from the chapel end, and he always clipped that in the air, but there's a long run round from, yeah, you know who, he's involved in everything at the moment. Glenn Phillips, and he gets the throw in quickly. So Smith now has a chance to bowl at De Cares, and he'll certainly want to do that in this his last over, which is the 14th.
एसेक्स का मैच रात को है, सब्सक्राइब करके रखना देखने के लिए और लाइक कर देना जरूर से. प्लीज यार सारे बंदे लाइक को दबा दो. ये पूरा लाइव मैच है.
And it's well struck.
मिडेक्स का लाइव गेम चल रहा है ये. चौका लग गया.
Into just past the analyst's computer to our right, and
Just past, question mark?
yeah, well, he ducked and he fell on the floor. The chair went with him, and he did very, very well to get out of the way. I'm pleased to say the computer's all right, and the analyst, I think, is okay as well. But that is the danger of being at ground level when somebody really middles on me. We've been waiting for that to happen to someone. And we are fortunate. That's all to our right are smiling about it now. But that was struck with some venom by De Cares.
We are sort of in the shooting gallery here, aren't we?
Yeah. Watch the ball, that's what they always say. 99 for 5.
99 for 5.
Again, he's beaten outside the off stump, and again Bracey asked the question about the stumping. This is Smith's last over. Spins himself a catch. It's just gone in for a moment, and De Keers has gone again on the sweep, and Van Buren can't quite reach it. I think the umpire's saying, was it 4, was it 6? It's just 4, and there's 2 big paddle shots from De Keers to this short boundary in this over, and he's got 4 for both of them. 100 up for Middlesex. Perhaps he's decided the way to go about this is to attack rather than to nudge the singles. He's got 2 boundaries. Smith will try again. He plays the reverse sweep, and it's gone to Benny Howell at backward point on the bounce.
Yes, good batting. Just a little bit of, not panic, but just a little bit of noise in the field, and a bit of applause from the dugout to our left-hand side for the visitors.
Smith to finish his stint. In, and De Keers again goes aerial. That's a big hit. That's gone to the longest part of the ground, and that's gone for 6. Well, he's come in and really decided to change the impetus of this Middlesex innings rather than just nudge it around with Holden. He's come out and hit 3 blows in 1 over off Tom Smith, and that doesn't happen very often. Smith's figures finished 1 for 34 from his 4, and Middlesex up to 109 for 5 with 6 overs to go. Gloucestershire at this point 105 for 5, so still not much in it. Going to be a tight call, this.
Yeah, game on again. Another quiet set there from Smith, and obviously it wouldn't have been game over, but could have seen the required rate pushing to a ball, and for the amount of time left, that's an awful lot of batting to do. But De Keers, with 3 fine strikes, has got his side back in the game. 63 required from 36. Benny Howell is back here and starts the 15th over with a dot ball.
I wonder if this is to try and push the rate up a little bit more. This is Howell's last over, so Howell and Smith will have bowled out.
It was just the 1 over from Phillips that did produce a wicket. Holden on the sweep now, but doesn't time it at all well, and just be a single down to Van Buren at deep backward square. So just the 1 run, the first 2 balls of the 15th. Every dot ball just raises the pressure.
Higgins still has 3 overs left.
There's plenty of options, aren't there, still?
Often bowls at the end of the innings too, so likely to do so again today, you'd have thought.
Yeah, seldom seen as early as we've seen him here today. De Keers tries to go again, and he's gone. Big leg side swing down towards the hospital. Gets only fresh air. Howell takes him out. And the briefest of cameos from Michael Allerton's son is done. Bit of a wild, ugly swipe in the end there. Some crisp strikes in the previous over, but a bit of deception from Howell. De Keers has gone, and Gloucestershire can breathe again.
He looks skywards too as he walks off, as if to say, why did I do that?
Needless to say, I never saw his old man play a shot like that.
Michael was here actually on the first day of the Middlesex match, presumably in case they won the toss and he batted first. I didn't know whether he was there on the second day or not, but you can't believe he wouldn't have been with his boy wanting to make his first class debut. Nathan Souter has come in at number 8 in the order. Number 8 in the order, yes, correct. Important for Howell to get that wicket in his last over. Two for 23 at the moment, Howell. 3 balls to go of his spell. Could he nip out another one?
नेक्स्ट मैच लाइव देखने के लिए भी सब्सक्राइब करके रखिए.
Howell on a hat trick, and Gloucestershire all of a sudden moving towards victory. Let the college crowd do the talking there, as vocal as they've been all day, and you can see Howell roaring his delight.
Well, his impact with the ball has come late in this innings, hasn't it? 2 wickets in his last over.
Fine return, and Gloucestershire really are moving towards victory now, you have to say. Middlesex 7 down, requiring 11.5 and over for the remaining 5 overs and 2 balls of this chase.
So Majib, Cullen and Steve Finn to come.
Going to be down to Holden, you would think.
There is the risk, of course, that he gets isolated at the wrong end, with the tail enders not able to rotate the strike. What can Majib do?
So here is Benny Howell on a hat-trick. There is a brief change in the field and a brief cry from the crowd. Here comes Benny Howell on a hat-trick. Oh, when he goes past the outside edge and he has his hands to his face, but Majib just about survives. And always the curious action of the crowd applauding a hat-trick that's failed.
नेक्स्ट मैच लाइव देखने के लिए भी सब्सक्राइब करके रखिए.
They know the impact of the 2 in 2.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's just he got through the bulk of this chase now as Hal with these couple of strikes, pace off again, and he goes past the outside edge. That's outstanding stuff from Benny Howell. Thought that it would take an impressive set from Howell for Gloucestershire to try and get up here, and that's just what he's provided. 4 overs, 3 for 23, and his final over taking 2 wickets and conceding just the 1 run. So now Gloucestershire hold all the aces. Middlesex requires 62 from 30 balls and have only 3 wickets in hand.
Yeah, 5 overs to go. Now in theory Ryan Higgins can bowl all 3 from the Chapel end, and he is coming back, and it's not clearly a done deal yet, but a lot will depend on Max Holden, who has 22, and you would suspect, famous last words, that Middlesex's bottom order, the lower order, is not as strong as Gloucestershire's in terms of batting ability, but Holden is a genuine bat. He has opened a lot, of course, and here he's got 22 off 17. Higgins to bowl to him, slower ball, he's gone for the scoop, it's gone over Matt Taylor, and that will go away for 4. That's clever cricket. Pace off from Higgins. Holden read it and appeared to have all the time in the world actually to play that scoop over Matt Taylor, who was up at short third man.
Yeah, clever stuff. Most needed for Middlesex, requiring 12.4 and over now.
Higgins from the Chapel end again to Holden, and he's gone aerial this time. He's got hold of that too, yes. And that's gone clean for 6. Away over the mid-wicket boundary, just between the 2 marquees, the burnt orange one and the sand one, and it's been returned by a spectator, so that ball will need to be sanitised by the umpire. So Holden deciding someone's got to press the accelerator here, and he has got 10 of the first 2 balls of this Ryan Higgins over. This is Higgins' second over. So only Howell and Smith have bowled through, so there are plenty of options for Jack Taylor. But he'd prefer to have the dad of the week, Ryan Higgins, into the attack. That's pitched up, and Holden's gone for a single this time. That's all he'll get. And Hammond will return to James Bracey. So what does Majib have in his batting locker against Higgins?
Well, stats would suggest not a great deal, having played 141 T20s and averaging only 9. Wouldn't have probably batted too much in his cricket around the world.
Van Buren's gone across to the offside. So where's Phillips going? Phillips is going to a sort of a straight extra cover right on the boundary, and Van Buren has gone to a wide mid-off on the edge of the circle, and neither matters because Majib is bowled by a Yorker from Higgins. Quite right, Alex, about his batting ability.
Indeed. But,
121 for 8.
I think a batsman of greater ability than Majib would have been cleaned up by this. Perfect Yorker from Higgins, right at the base of middle and off stumps. Perfect. And Majib goes. Middlesex fall a little further. They've simply got to try and give the strike to Max Holden. Is their only hope now. For bloke averaging 9 is out at number 9. You can't imagine the fellas coming after him. They've got two great numbers to their credit.
This has been such a story of Middlesex at Cheltenham, with the bottom half of the batting order just crumbling. You know, like I was going to try and come up with a coastal geographical equivalent there, but I couldn't do it. So we'll move swiftly on. But you kind of get the picture. 8 wickets for 25 went down in the first innings of the championship match. 6 for 14 went down in the second innings, and Jack Taylor has just gone up to the spectators at the far end of the ground, just to the right of the sight screen. There is no play going on at the moment. Have they broken a stump? Are they waiting for a stump to be brought out? Yes, in fact, one of the umpires has got a stump in his hand. So we've got one of the ground staff handing a stump, a new stump, to Jack Taylor. It looks like a blue one. They'd like a red one, please. So we'll have to make do with the blue one, I think, at the moment. And it's passed between umpires Warren and
121 run,
Debenham.
8 wickets.
That stump is going to be replaced after Higgins made rather a mess of it with that dismissal of Majib. We're in the 16th over. Middlesex still need 50 to win, and there are only 2 wickets in hand. And the sooner Gloucestershire can wrap this up, the better it will improve their net run rate. And in a tight group, every little advantage they must take.
121 runs.
Well, the stump's in place, and Blake Cullen has going to take strike from Ryan Higgins. 2 balls left in this over.
15 over, 4 ball.
Jack Taylor's out at
121 run, 8 wicket.
Long off now. Down in front of the spectators down there, chiefly standing. Higgins into Cullen, who gets that into the ground, and it's a crowd catch. Some of them thought that Higgins had caught it on the full straight from Cullen's bat, but not so. 121 for 8. There've been 11 off this over, but Holden has been isolated at the other end after that 4 and 6 at the start of it, and he's lost another of his partners as well.
Next match देखने के लिए
subscribe करो. Last ball of the over, and he's clipped that away neatly into the leg side, but it'll only be 1 straight to Cobain, and Gloucester will say, well, thanks for that, because that will mean that Cullen is on strike, and he almost thinks as if he should have said no to that run. He almost couldn't, but it's 122 for 8, 50 off,
over,
4 to win
run.
for Middlesex, 2 wickets in hand. Max Holden's got to get most of these.
Very much so, yep. Like you say, that single last ball of the over rather helped Gloucestershire with giving Cullen the bowling.
So Matt Taylor's going to bowl the 17th over.
They'll be hoping to just take out the 2 wickets at the other end here, leave Holden be.
He's got 33 from 20, Holden.
So 12.5 and over required from here on in for Middlesex to get up. But looking like Gloucestershire heading second in the table, albeit maybe only for a couple of hours, with the other games to come in the group later on tonight. That'll get Holden back on strike with a single out to mid-wicket.
Wonder what the Gloucestershire fielders really felt when Phillips took that extraordinary catch at the start of the Middlesex innings. They thought, well, you know, it might be our day after all.
47
I suppose they knew that they had a number on the board, and they knew that they had a lineup that hasn't been going tremendously well. And they've been able to take wickets, they've been able to do
Next match
much like Middlesex did, really, chip away from athletic partnerships. Can Holden provide the kick that Higgins gave Gloucestershire? Crashed at one there, but gets only fresh air. Taylor had joy in the championship game, going into the pitch, that's what he talked about, running in hard, hitting the pitch hard.
9 for 59. It was a tremendous effort on that pitch.
Absolutely.
It was a long second innings.
Yeah, there was a lot of work to do. They'll be wheeled out again on Sunday, no doubt, for a massive game against Hampshire. Pace off here, swung down the ground, long on, coming in, can't quite get there, I don't think, no. It's been put down, but there could be a run out here. Oh, goodness, it's been dropped. That would have been a run out had Taylor taken it and removed the bails, but he's dropped the ball.
Great effort from Cobain to try and make the catch. I think he was just short. I'm not sure it quite carried.
Yeah, he had a lot of ground to make up to his right. I think he was just short as he dived forward to try and get his hands underneath it. But it should have been a run out at the non-striker's end with Cullen trying to slide back. But Holden survives. And Holden slopes one leg side. That's awkward for Smith, does well. Does very well. It was bobbling awkwardly on the second bounce. But a good save. Makes it just a single and no damage in the over. Cullen back on strike. And the asking rate now at over 13s. Two balls to come in the over. Outside edge, backward point. Large cry of hold, and Howell does just that. The single's absolutely fine for the Gloucesters. So what does Holden do here? Does he want the bowling for the next over? Found a boundary. So Middlesex just about still with their heads above water. Being dragged underneath it, but Holden is keeping them kicking. Finds a boundary to leave 40 needed from the final 18 deliveries. Still a big ask. Still enough deliveries to try and get it up here if Holden can see most of the bowling. It will be Cullen on strike for the start of the 18th at 132 for 8. The target 172.
10 off the over. Holden has got 40
last
now.
3 over coming. 43 run.
Higgins.
94 run. Sorry. 30.
This is his third over of a possible 4. Cullen on strike.
39 run need. Last 3 over 39 run need.
Cullen will want certainly one. Actually, they're not going to be interested in the second run because
जो भी हो भाई सब्सक्राइब कर देना नेक्स्ट मैच के लिए. नेक्स्ट मैच हो जाएगा स्टार्ट.
Holden wants the strike, the left hander.
प्लीज सारे बंदे लाइक
almost
करके
perfect
सब्सक्राइब कर
result
देना
really.
नेक्स्ट
They
मैच के
took a
लिए.
single off the last ball of the previous over or single off the first ball of this, and it's just what they've done here to
सारे
get
बंदे
Holden back
सब्सक्राइब
on
कर देना
strike.
नेक्स्ट मैच के लिए.
Long on, long off.
Last 3
Deep
over
wicket,
coming.
Deep square, all out. And Holden gets trapped as Higgins comes around the wicket to him. Couldn't get the ball. They tried to improvise.
Need 38 run.
A reverse scoop. And got the ball trapped between his feet.
133 run, 8 wicket. 17.2 over.
Holden, on whom's Middlesex's hopes depend. Gets him on the end of the toe. They've run out
Good
into
bowling.
the leg side. They want 2, but there isn't 2 there. And Bracey had done really well to scamper out from behind the stumps. Van Buren went to the stumps and kept them down to a single, and that's what Gloucestershire want. They want to see Cullen at the striker's end.
Yeah, very good from Higgins. Dot and then the leg by to get Holden off strike. Very good over so far.
What can Cullen do? Back over the wicket to the right-hander. Clip that into the onside again. There'll only be 1 run. They would have wanted more than that, and Gloucestershire mustn't give any silly overthrows away.
Last 2.3 ball.
Make sure that they don't by
3
backing
over
up.
remaining.
Yeah, Holden
2.3 over.
just has to see. This has to be 6 of 1 really
2.3 ball.
to have a sniff, you'd think. 38 from 14, 37, sorry, from 14 balls needed. Has to go
14 ball
big.
needed. 14 ball needed.
Higgins staying around the wicket to the left-hander. That has gone away towards the boundary at deep mid-wicket, but man of the day in the field, Phillips, 2 catches and a wicket. One of the catches absolutely outstanding. Picks up,
next match देखने के लिए start हो जाएगा थोड़ी देर में.
So here, it's a free shot for Cullen, because if he goes for 4, Holden will have strike anyway. And
Need 35
we
run.
don't really want a single off this last ball.
2.1
Gloucestershire
over.
would say, they'd be more than
Last
happy with
ball
that.
in this over.
It's an
Oh,
outside the off stump, and in fact it's a ball that Cullen can't lay bat on, so it's
Last
a dot
2 over
ball,
need 35 run.
which is kind of ideal from Gloucestershire's point of view. 136 for 8. 36 needed off the last 2 overs, and Holden has to do it all on his own, you'd have thought here. He's top scorer for Middlesex, and he might end up being top scorer in the match actually, because Higgins got 43. It's not been a day when any one batsman has dominated the play. And Josh Shaw is coming back from the College lawn end to bowl at Holden. Shaw bowled 2 overs at the top of the innings, 1 for 15, and you would assume therefore that Higgins will bowl the last. He's got 1 for 21 so far.
Yeah, how many can Shaw leave Higgins here? 36 from 12
Last
balls.
2 over need 35 runs.
Huge favourites. Holden's probably got to take it over here for 20.
Last 2 over need 35 runs.
I think he's got to get it down to maybe 15, 16 to win. Here's Shaw then. Oh, there's a start. It's gone up in the air. Fieldsman coming back. Howell. Oh, he spilt it. And it's run away for 4 runs.
Might have been a no ball as well. I wonder if it was too high. Has the umpire called it as such? No, he hasn't.
No, umpire says it's just okay. Had a little look at each other, but umpire Warren, signalling that it was beneath waist height.
Holden had gone down to reach the ball, says umpire Warren.
Yeah, Middlesex balcony just clarifying there with a square leg umpire, but it is a boundary to begin the 19th over. That's a good save though at extra cover. Good slide from Smith.
Yeah. Difficult one for Benny Howell, just coming over his shoulder.
Yeah, but it would have backed himself to cling on there, running away, but it was fingertips into the fence. But now Holden off strike.
141 for 8, so still 31 needed.
And 10 balls, it's slipping away, if it wasn't already from Middlesex. Particularly with Holden at the non-striker's end. Gets his Yorker and flicked out down the ground. There's 2 available. They are going to come back. Deciding that they simply have to take the runs at this stage perhaps. And just see if Cullen can slug a couple of long balls maybe to get them back into it. 29 from 9.
Looks like Shaw's going Yorker route here.
Yeah, the field set that way. They've got
particularly with
long
the
on
lower
long
order batsmen
back. Yeah, mid-wicket, deep square. They're all back. Goes full again. That's been swung away. That's going to find the fence. I think it does. Yes. It's a firm strike. Shaw's missed his length badly, and Cullen has pulled it away. So Middlesex keep themselves just about alive. 25 needed in 8 deliveries. Not the over that Shaw was hoping to try and effectively close out the game with. Still plenty of runs to play with here for Gloucestershire. Anything over 12, I think Higgins will be extremely confident of
8 ball, 28
defending in the last over.
24 runs remaining.
2 balls to come in the 19th. Banged in, cracked away, 4 more. I'll be alive here at Cheltenham College. Fine strike again from Blake Cullen. Career average of only 7 in this form of the game, but proving he can strike a decent ball here.
Last 7 ball,
short and wide
runs.
this time from Shaw. Totally wrong once again. Knee-high full toss swung away, and now short and wide and cracked away 4 more. 21 from 7. Last ball of the 19th. What can Cullen do with this? Swung away, wide of long on. It's going to go for 4 more. 1 or 2 fielders with hands on heads. That wasn't the over they were hoping for. They were hoping to shut down the game, but that is not what has happened. Tremendous striking from Blake Cullen has kept this game alive.
Last over
19 off
runs.
the over.
Indeed, it's left Middlesex with 17 to win off the final 6 deliveries. So now work to do for Higgins to close the game out.
And Holden is on strike as well, which is what Middlesex would want. There's drinks for the 2 batsmen, and it will be Higgins to bowl the last over. Holden has 46 off 29, and it's going to be a tight finish this.
Well, Gloucestershire are still big favourites, aren't they, with 17, but they would have wanted a few more than this just to be on the safe side, but Higgins will still be confident defending these.
Round the wicket to Holden. Big appeal for LBW, not out, but he's hit him on the toe. The crowd appealed, Higgins appealed. Nothing doing from umpire Warren, but it's a dot ball, that's the important thing. And it's 17 off 5.
You sort of know what Higgins is going for.
5
He'll
balls,
stick to
17
his plans, going
17
Yorkers.
रन चाहिए 5 गेंदों में.
Holden waits, the left-handos.
लास्ट 5 गेंदों में 17 रन चाहिए. नेक्स्ट मैच देखने के लिए सब्सक्राइब प्लीज.
Let's go down the ground here. They'll look for 2. They've got to go for 2. Jack Taylor's going to get the throw in quickly, and they've got back for 2, 15 off 4.
Very good again from Higgins, sticking to his plans, the stuff that he knows well, going nice and full, and little he can do with it.
4 गेंदों में 14 रन चाहिए.
Holden on to 48, highest score of the match. But he mustn't do his bowl a no ball or a wide. Higgins here, round the wicket again. It's gone off the bottom of Holden's bat. There's a yes, no, and in the end it's a dot ball because Holden can't afford to let Cullen go down the other end. He's done well offshore, but he backs himself against Higgins, and now
3 ball needs 13 runs.
Nearly there. Indeed, it's a good option from Holden because he's the man swinging down the hill to the leg side fence here.
Like and subscribe कर देना next match के लिए.
Fourth ball, the last over. Holden goes aerial. It's gone straight down the ground. It's dropped safe. They'll get 2. Hammond will get the throw in. It's let run through to Bracey.
That should do it.
159 for 8. 2 balls to go. A tie is still on.
Oh, quite, yeah, absolutely.
We've had one of those before here.
Indeed.
Holden's got to hit both of the last 2 balls for 6 to get there.
Last 2 ball need 12 run.
Holden's made a half century. It's almost gone unnoticed. Again, he's got that on the pad, and he's dribbled out on the onside. Graham Van Buren runs in, and Gloucestershire are going to get the points out of this. Holden has scrambled a single up to the other end, but his half century of 33 balls is almost going to go unnoticed here because Gloucestershire are going to win.
Last 1 ball need 12
runs.
runs.
Need 12 off the last delivery. And unless Higgins does anything completely rash, they'll get there. And Cullen works that away on the onside. They'll pick up 1, and there'll only be 1. And Gloucestershire have won this match here at the Cheltenham Festival by 10 runs. 161 for 8 is where Middlesex finish, despite an unbeaten 51 from Max Holden. Blake Cullen trying his best at the end with 20 not out, but Gloucestershire squeezing Middlesex in the middle overs with fine work from Benny Howell in particular, who finished with 3 for 23, and well supported at the back end by Higgins and by the rest of the team in the field. And Gloucestershire up to second in the table. We'll try and give you the absolute computation as soon as the table is complete. But Alex, Cheltenham again produces a tight finish from a score that didn't look as if it might be enough at 1-7, 1-8.
Indeed, yeah. I'm sure Gloucestershire may have been feeling they were a little light at half-time. It was a bit like the Somerset game, that they never really got going with the bat. It was stop-start and a few cameos, but there was no defining innings that was played in the first half of the game. But they got themselves a number with that late burst. That fine knock from Ryan Higgins has probably won the game, really. Higgins with the bat and Howell with the ball, you have to say, has won Gloucestershire this game here. 43 from 25 balls Higgins made to boost Gloucestershire to that 171, and generally it was a pretty good defence, wasn't it? Early on there was a bit of pressure and Middlesex got off to a good start without getting miles ahead of the game, and then came the squeeze, the good old-fashioned Gloucester squeeze with pace off the ball in the middle overs. It was Benny Howell and certainly 3 of Tom Smith's 4 overs. Howell picked up 3 for 23 in the end, and that's a pretty good victory. They've done well here because they